So you gotta keep the bread fresh, man. All right, so I gotta say this for entertainment purposes only, just so I don't get a strike, right? But I want to tell y'all something. When y'all over there talking about they're doing something to the food, and y'all see that it's looking like stringy, like the meat and stuff, you be like, man, it's like a different type of string. I'm gonna let you know what that is. If you Google what 3D printed food looks like, or how do they make 3D printed food, then you'll see what they're doing and then why it look like that. And then that's why your nutrients are less because it's coming from a 3D printer. Why do you think they don't care about the farmers not farming? But all these years they acted like they could have did all this stuff without us. But they're not worried about the farmers farming. They know that they're gonna lose the land, so you see what they're doing to it. But if you're a low vibrational thinker, they forget the big picture. Grass burns and then it's back again. Just like that. I want to say it. If you ever played sports in high school, college, I would like to think it'd probably be a little bit better than that as far as like the way people act, but I don't know. I didn't play sports in college. I was grown and I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like having anybody bossing my ass around no more because my dad was like a slave master. I mean, he was a dad and stuff, but I mean, he'll whoop you like he was a slave, bro. He'll really whoop. Hey, my dad was, I brought you in this world. I could take you out. Hey, he one of them, bro. My dad was one of them. Like, you was his property. Ain't that what slave masters think about these slaves? Like, so my dad looked at us like he owned our lives. And I always was like, my life is my life. So that lets you know right there, we always had issues. I was consciously moving before I even knew I was consciously moving. But they said back in the day that when people were like they said like when they was 13, they said they was grown back in the day. But then back in the day, they said that they had 13 months in a year. So that 13-year-old really would be like 14 years old. So our time counting, they'd be like a 14-year-old is grown to them back then. Like 14, 15, they basically said they was grown. But if you think about it, what is a grown adult? A grown person is somebody who makes decisions on their own. So we all grown now because I think I got myself set up for it to be for adults. So we're all grown. So we're just going to consciously think about this. When you were 13 and 14 years old, wasn't that when you started making choices on your own? Like, yeah, man, mom and dad said I ain't supposed to be going nowhere right now, but I'm willing to take the risk to do this. And I'm going to make a plan to be able to pull it off so I don't get in trouble for it because I ain't got time to be dealing with that. But I'm going to still do what I want to do in this situation, even though I know the consequences if it doesn't work out. And I know the expectations of what I'm supposed to choose to do. But I'm going to make this choice for me because I'm doing what I want to do for me and my life. Weren't you like 13 and 14 when you first started thinking like that? Because when you started thinking like that and then acting on it, you was grown. Think about it. What did your parents tell you when you was doing that? Oh, so you think you grown. And you be like, no, I don't think I'm grown. And they be like, no, you think you grown. You think you running shit. You be like, no, what do you mean? I think I'm running shit. They be like, oh, so I told you not to do this, but you gonna do that anyways. And then you be thinking like, damn right. But you don't say it. But I used to slip up because it comes out in me. So he'd just be like, so you just gonna do what you gonna do anyways, huh? And I just be like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyways. Anything that I do is gonna be what I'm gonna do, right? Oh man, they get mad as hell when you talk about